Ladies and gentlemen, it is I once again, your boy BS Lewis, here with another episode of BSFM. Today we have quite a treat in store for you. Like an old double mint gum commercial, we are doubling our fun, doubling the pleasure today. First, we've got, you may recognize her from a previous episode of BSFM where she had a lot of very wrong opinions about the movie Hook.
Oh, okay.
Say,
We'll talk about that.
say hi, Meg.
What's up, guys? What's going on?
And joining us in the studio today, one of my favorite people who's ever lived. She is world renowned Rosie. Rosie, give us a hey ho.
Guys,
That laugh is very Rosie.
Yes, it is.
But so we're here. We're here today. I think I'm the most sober person, but that'll change later on. We got Megs was just telling us she came back from a brunch. What would you say? What was the best thing about brunch? Like, what was besides the company, obviously, what was like the best appetizer you got?
Ooh. Obviously, I think for us, it's always like a girl dinner or a dinner for us. So we're always gun ho about the truffle fries.
winner.
We're
Oh,
at that
truffle fries are so good.
truffle fries are the way to go. So forget the regular fries. So it's that.
Hell yeah.
We dined at, it's called 60 Vines in an area of Dallas called Cedar Springs, and we ended up having this Brussels sprouts with this like Asian vinaigrette and had cashews and spice. It was actually so bomb. We had 2 orders of it on the table, and you can never go wrong with burrata. That's still my favorite, hands down. So
It
yeah.
sounds good. Like Cooper's Hawk makes a killer Brussels sprout kind of the same way.
Yeah. So we were definitely feasting, but honestly, it's just the fact that I don't have to work on a fucking Sunday anymore. That used to be my retail schedule, is that when everybody else is enjoying friends and family and drinking and eating on like a day off, like I'm the one working. So it was so weird to sit back and just watch everybody not having to work. And I was like, and actually spend time with all my friends. I was like, wow. God, I don't remember that. And it's been like 5.5 years since I've actually done that. So it's been nuts.
Retail's so weird too, because like you
Yeah.
know that all these people are coming straight out of church to come be a dickhead to somebody trying to ring up their purchases. It's like it's like they didn't absorb the message at all.
They're angry and then they want their alcohol right then and there. So they want, like, come on, stat. But we got lucky. It was a good environment. It's a really beautiful place, but we were just oogling at but my favorite fucking option on the menu that I brought home was carrot cake pancakes. Holy shit. I've
Do
never,
you
I
have
was like,
them? Can
oh,
you show us them?
I have a little bit, but they're messy. I'll send a video on our group
Okay.
text.
Yeah,
Like,
we demand proof.
I will. I'll send it to you. I actually videotaped it. It's so
That
fucking good. I
sounds
was like,
so
God damn.
good.
It was fucking wonderful. So I'm so glad I got to steal some and take it back home.
It sounds interesting, but I'm not a pancake or a carrot cake person. So
What? Oh, see, that's
You
what's
don't
wrong.
like
yeah, I'm
carrot
more about
cake?
waffles and cake that's actually good.
Okay, I'm still all on board for all of that. But those carrot cake pancakes was just different. It was like having carrot cake with like a buttercream cheese frosting. That's what that tasted like. That shit was fucking fire.
I think the last time I went to a brunch, there's a place up here called Pinstripes.
Mm-hmm.
They have like a brunch every Sunday, and it's also like a little crappy bowling alley that you
Yeah.
could like bowl a game. But it's a buffet style, so it was really long. It had like a crepe station, stuff like that. But like there were lines everywhere, and I saw this little area of food that like no one was there. So I'm like, let me just jump ahead to there because I don't want to wait. And it had like fried chicken and shrimp, and I'm like, this is not brunch, but like I am hungry, so I took some, and I heard someone was like, "What are you doing?" And I looked. Turns out it was a baby shower was being held in the same area,
Oh,
and but there was no sign, no nothing. And I'm like, "Well, I already put this on my plate. What do you want from me?" So I just walked away. I'm like, I'm not gonna dump shrimp back into the communal thing. Like,
oh my God, Flex. What the fuck, dude? Oh my God. They did have fried chicken with caviar on the menu too. I almost got it, but I
Fried
didn't.
chicken with caviar, like combined, or like
With
as
a
two
with
separate
a
things?
creme fraiche and caviar on the side that you can top it with. Yeah, they actually had, and that shit's
You are
fire.
living the
That shit's
adult
actually.
life right now, Megs. I love that glass of wine in your
Yeah.
hand. You look at so
Thank you,
at
darling.
peace.
I
I
appreciate
love
it.
it.
Now imagine me with a set of headphones when we do play, and it's a little chaotic. So I'm just like, I feel
What
like
kind of wine you drinking?
I'm drinking my favorite one uh, from Oregon. It is an eight. It's called A to Z. It's a Pinot Noir brand that they do. And my mom found it back when it was at Tum Thumb, aka Randall's, uh, years ago, over 10 years ago, back when it was still like $12.99 a bottle. Now it's pushing $27.99. That's just how good it's gotten. It
Hmm.
blew up. That shit blew up. Smooth as fuck. Hands down. It's called A to Z. Pinot Noir is the type. It's a dark green label. So
Mm.
good. So good.
Oh
I've
yeah.
only ever drank barefoot. Is that what it's called? Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Barefoot.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's like the clear ones. I can't do dark wine. I'm not there in my
Really?
adult life yet. Nope.
Like you don't like the taste of it?
Bro, when I tell you that I cannot drink alcohol, no, I can, but it has to be very like for example, I put alcohol in this, right? I probably filled it up to like here, maybe not, maybe even lower than that, and then the rest is Sprite. So I can only I can't do straight shots of anything.
Oh, so your
Nope.
tolerance level is minute, almost
Yes, because
non-existent.
I will literally gag and throw up. It's bad. But
Well,
I can.
did you
I
wait
was
until you were
21.
legal age to start drinking?
Even my on my birthday, I could not. What they ordered me? They ordered me sex on the beach. Is that a drink?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what they ordered me that, and then the first sip was like fine. 'Cause I think it was just the sweetener shits, just straight sweetener. And then when I started getting to the alcohol part, I was like, oh, I couldn't do it. And then they ordered me um uh uh what is it called? Dirty Shirley. That was a little bit more
Hmm.
manageable, but I asked them for more grenadine because I could not. I am a pussy. I cannot drink. I wish I could. It's not like I wish I don't know. I don't know. But it's really hard for me to swallow that shit because I literally gag and then I throw up.
Yeah.
So do not
Oh
invite
my
me out to
god.
no bars because I'm gonna be embarrassing everybody. Okay, I cannot.
Well, at
Well, that
least you
yeah,
won't be spending money on alcohol.
yeah,
You'll
that's
be
the best case scenario when you're out drinking because that's just expensive and it's poison. So you just need to take one shot with everyone at the beginning, and then you just hold one in your hand the rest of the night. You never have to drink another one.
just
That's always
babysit on one.
that's always been the trick.
Yep. Yep, that's why I'm a smoker. But I do like wine. I do like barefoot wine. It's like the uh rose? No.
Rosé.
I don't know it's like the pink one. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, rosé.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. That one. That's the one that I can drink.
Rosie, it literally has your name in it.
I know.
I actually just drank one of those this last week. I found it in my closet when I was cleaning. I'm like, I don't even remember buying this shit, but I don't think it could go bad.
Oh
Threw it
my
back.
god. Was it opened or closed?
It was opened,
Oh my god. Oh my
but you know
god.
what? I woke up
Let's-
today, so I guess I'm all right.
Oh my god. I cannot believe you drank it. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking diabolical. That's so
like
dangerous.
store wine a certain way,
Yes. Once it's
like
open, it
sideways.
has like a very quick expiration date. Like once I've opened up this bottle, I have like maybe 3 more days.
Wait,
Maybe
really?
to finish. Yes, it doesn't have that kind of shelf life to, especially when you don't have a temperature controlled environment. Yeah, it's gone.
Wait, what happens to it? It like
These scents
just
are like
goes
hard
bad?
liquors. Hard liquors are different. Yeah, hard liquors are different, but wines, they're very temperamental. Very
Like
temperamental.
What, like you're gonna get sick from it?
Mhm. Just alcohol
Oh.
poisoning to some degree. Yeah, something crazy like that. Yeah.
I
It's
always,
self-poison anyway. It's
I
just
always don't drink
old ass
wine right
grapes.
away.
Gotta let it breathe.
Like I always open it and then don't finish it for like a few weeks.
Well, listen, if your insides are still intact, I guess you guys are doing something right, and I'm doing something very wrong.
Wait, like we put it in the fridge. Does that count?
Some can last in the fridge a little bit longer, like white wines and
Okay.
rosés, and I'm sure
Okay.
I'm
Cause
sure now we're gonna
yeah.
have to get a sommelier on here on the podcast to correct us from whatever the fuck we're saying.
Oh, that's
Oh
crazy.
That
I
that
goodness.
never knew
sommelier
that.
stuff is crazy.
Yes.
I listened to a an audiobook about someone who apparently like the top sommelier thing is in Australia of all places.
Mm.
And there was somebody who years ago found the answers to like the test that was going to be coming out and emailed it to a bunch of people that were taking the test. So now fast forward years later, and like it takes years to become a master sommelier and tons of money and investment of time. And anyone who got emailed that, even if it couldn't be proven that they cheated or even received it, they all had their verifications yanked. And it was like this huge debacle. And it was actually a lot more interesting than it sounded like it was gonna be. But like
I would have been fucking furious. Especially if somebody like just sent it to me and I don't know who the fuck they are. That would have pissed me off.
those
What's a
If
kind of
my
sommelier?
certifications are so old too. Like I'm a personal trainer, one of my things, but I let my certification lapse years ago because I'm like, why am I going to keep paying to take a test to prove to people that I understand what I'm doing?
Yep.
Like, it makes no sense. Same with these sommeliers. Like, go out and who's going to check it? Who's going to call Australia and be like, hey, does this person really know wine? Like, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I know.
Somalis for sure. I think it's like with personal training, it's a little bit different because it's like you're going to have more of a liability there eventually at some point. And the state wants to protect itself and be like, no, like he got his license with us, like he's certified. And then obviously you get your own type of like liability insurance because that was me when I was an esthetician. It's just something to protect myself from it. Oh, Nora. Hey, girl. BB.
He's so good. Mwah.
Goodness. Oh, did you just like slide off the couch onto the floor or have you been on the
I'm
floor the
so
whole time?
confused.
Me?
Yes, you.
I'm on a recliner.
Oh, that's how she got up there? She's on the arm of the recliner?
Yup. She always follows
Oh.
me wherever I am.
I was like, what the fuck? How did she? I was like, either how did she get to his face or how did he end up on the ground? Like, that's hilarious. Rosie, what happened?
I'm sorry. I don't know what keeps happening. My audio keeps being weird,
Oh,
but I think I fixed
it
it.
might be her.
And then it like,
We'll
and then
take
it
two.
like, and then it like, I could see you guys, but I couldn't hear you guys. So then I had
Maybe it's
to
your
leave and then come back.
outside reception.
The internet's got it
I
out for
just
you,
turned
girl.
off
This happened to
my.
us yesterday while we were gaming. Same shit.
I
Is
Same
it
think that
my
was
shit.
her just
internet then?
ignoring us yesterday. That was my theory.
Towards the end, yes. Towards the end, yes. That was 100% her. Oh, goodness.
So I had a question for you. So a couple years ago, it's 2010, and I had just graduated college, and I was out doing stuff, and I
I
had
was
a
6.
dream where I woke up and I time traveled. And it wasn't like a long time travel, like going forward to the future, going back to the dinos or nothing. It was just, I woke up in 2007, only 3 years prior. But as I was going through the dream, I was thinking about all these things that I like was excited about and also upset about. Where like I had to go and get my first tattoo again. I'd be back in my relationship that it took me like 7 years to end. You know what I mean? So like only time traveling a short amount of time really changed a lot of shit. So I was wondering if fast forward to now, say you woke up 3 years ago, what are your first thoughts? Like, what are the things that you're excited about? What are the things that you're missing? What comes to mind first?
Fuck.
What
Oh.
was what was Meg's life 3 years ago?
My life 3 years ago was Oof. I was still working for the company that I foresaw a whole career with. Um, I was still in love with the last guy I fell in love with. Uh, I think my best friend, who surprisingly she's moving back in like in 2 weeks. I met her in college. She's coming back, but it was around
Like
that
she's moving
time
in
that
with you?
yeah, she's coming back. So she'll be here. Yeah, she got a nursing job here in the city. So she'll be coming back in. And then at the time, she was already looking into nursing, but to go and study. So she called me, or she texted me to say, "Hey, dude, if you get a minute, can you talk to me?" And she is like not the kind of person that cries. Like she's just not that person. You'll never see her cry. And whenever I took the call and we FaceTime each other, she was telling me that, "Hey, dude, like, I have to move back home because I need to save up money and get through nursing school." And I started crying, and I didn't expect to because it was happening faster than I expected. So I like tilted my phone away from me, but then when I look back, she was crying. And that's the
Oh
first time I've
yeah.
seen her cry. Like I've never seen her cry. So the fact that it got
Mhm.
her, that was me then. Um, I think I was also living a life that was, I still had a lot of my mutual connections still with me. And the company I was working with still was like at its peak. It was thriving and we had more creativity. And I just had a conversation with another close friend that I picked up from my last job that I no longer have. And she told me like it's not the same. It's trash. So it's like I almost kind of escaped it. So there's peace now, but even there was peace then. Even though I was on this emotional roller coaster of transitions, that's where I would have been like 3 years ago. Like I still would have been in love with the guy that I fell in love with then, and took almost 2.5 years to get over. Uh, yeah, it's
Do you
crazy.
think,
Like
would
my
you have
brain's going.
capitalized on that situation? Like, would you have tried to make the relationship work again, or
I would have. I've actually had this conversation with Rosie, and the thing was is that even though I left the company, and they still have an extent, like they're still with the company, but in a completely different location. Like he never turned around and came back and said, "Hey, let's give it a try." Because that was one thing he told me: I would never date somebody that I work with. And yeah, I would have given it a try if he would have chosen me. But I've been unemployed for 3 months, and even upon his own knowledge, like he never did. So I that leads me to believe that I had more feelings for him and the potential of who he was going to become, which he landed the career. It may not be what he thought it was going to be, but he landed the career that he wanted when we talked then. Um, so I fell in love with the potential. I fell in love with his heart and how different we are, but how unique we are. But he never turned around. So I was like, okay. So I'm now in an era where I've made so much peace. But even if I went back to look back
Yep.
and see myself then, I'd be like, wow, like that's so crazy that so many seeds were planted then, and to see now that so many of those seeds have died. Some of those plants have died, but I've made peace with it. So it's kind of
That's
like that weird, like, oh shit. So yeah. Then when you asked, I was like, that's a very good fucking question, James. So what about
yeah.
you, Rosie? Who would you have been 3 years ago?
For me, I think that was 20, so it's 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. So 3 years ago, I would have been 2022? No, 2023. Duh,
2023?
6 minus 3. um, no, but I would have been 2 years after my stepdad died.
Mm,
And I'm trying to remember because I remember the first 2 years being such like a daze. Um, I was just kind of going through the motions of life. I wasn't really, I know I was also working at my old job, which I thought was my career. Um, well, no, I never planned on making a career out of it, but I also didn't know when I was going to leave. I was there for a good 4 years. So I would have been at the beginning of it working as just a sales associate, and then I worked my way up to the operations manager. And then I got fired. Me and 3 other managers got fired. So, and then now the store's closed now. So it all worked out in the end. I do remember wanting to be a nursing assistant, and there was like a class I could have taken for $800, and I couldn't afford it, so I didn't do it. And then I became a team lead at my old job, and so I was like, okay, I can do this for now. And then um I remember being very deep in grief. Um, Losing my stepdad was definitely, will forever be the hardest. Besides, whenever I end up losing my mom, like we all do. Um, but I would say I'm trying to remember 2023. I know I was hanging out with my friends a lot, and I was also, I think that was like right after, no, that was 3 years after COVID. I really don't remember that time period. It's so weird. I just remember working for Under Armour. Um, I don't remember having a significant love. I don't remember being in love.
Well, what would you change if you went back to that time now? Like if you wanted to fill it with something more positive, something that matters to you now that might not have then, would love have been, was that have been like the number one thing you were looking for? Or like what would you want?
I I would say I definitely was not in a good mindset for love. Um, I think even sometimes now I question if I'm really ready for it. So thinking back then when I was, 3 years younger than I am now, I would have been 19. Um, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah. Um, and I was definitely out, like, just doing shit that I should not have been doing. Like, I was really freeballing it. Um, and um I was not taking care of myself. I was not taking care of like my mental, my physical health, my addictions. Like I was so addicted to nicotine. I would definitely have like um I wish I would have gotten more in tune with myself, I guess you could say. Um but I also know my brain was not developed as much. So yeah, it was like a
Yeah,
weird time
19's
period
a
for me.
crazy age.
You
Like
said
you're
what?
really getting
Yeah.
your first taste of like being an adult and having these
Right.
freedoms, but like even that aspect of like taking care of yourself, right? Like our whole
Yeah.
lives we were fed by our parents. We'd exercise in recess when they made us, like shit like that. But like we really didn't have any experience on how to take care of ourselves, let alone make plans for the future, make these big decisions, find our people. Like
Yep.
that was some of the hardest times because like you're kind of kicked out of the nest, but you realize looking back, as much as we were given like maybe some love and protection growing up, we weren't really made prepared. I feel like for the real world a lot, but
I
there's
was
I guess no
just
substitute for experience.
You just made a good point because I remember now what I wish I would have done, and it's go to school. I wish I would have gone to college. Even though I still don't know what I would have done in college, I'd still do want to go back to school. But I need to figure out what I want to do first, whether that's nursing, whether that's real estate, something that is going to fulfill me in the long run, and I'll be helping
Hmm.
people, but also a good income so I can enjoy my life because I refuse to work until I die if I'm not enjoying what I'm doing. And I love caregiving, but I know I can't do it forever. Physically, it's I'm going to be a patient. Um because I just have back issues, and I wish these were things that I could work out physically, like just going to the gym. And yes, I can make my back stronger, but my spine will never be uncrooked. So I need to make sure I'm taking care of myself with caregiving, and mentally too in the long run. I think it'll be better to make a change. I'm just not sure where that's going to be yet. And so until I find out, I'll just keep going through the motions and um, saving up for when I do want to go back to school. And yeah, I think it's a good plan.
So on the flip of it, say we were to wake up 3 years in the future now, and we had a
Oh.
chance to talk to ourselves here in the present. What's something that you want to see accomplished? What's something that you'd want to be able to tell yourself, like, we did it?
Ooh, I would say, because in 3 years from now, I could either be on my third year or my second year of nursing school, or I could be on my last year of nursing school because I could either do a 2 or a 4 year program. I would hope that I have figured out by then what I do want to go to school for, um, and am hopefully actively in school. Um, I hope that by then I have bought a new car because mine is so close
You
to
got that
being fucked.
hoopty?
Yes, something that's sustainable that'll, doesn't have over 250,000 miles on it, something a little lower than that and something that I can actually um survive with for the next however many years. And maybe that's what I'm looking for, is hopefully to not be in a survival mode of work, 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 go, go, go. Um, just be be and be living my life to the fullest with no regrets, and being financially stable and being the happiest I can imagine myself with myself. And having loving family and friends around me always. Um, staying connected with people and making sure that I'm also putting in that effort. Um, yeah, I would say those
Are
are
we
like
still
my.
friends in 3 years?
Of course, the
All
fuck,
right, just checking.
the both of you, and we can't forget Maddie.
And Maddie, wherever he's at.
All right,
He's with
Megs,
his
how about
daughter.
you? You're in
Oh.
three years in the future. What are you proud of? What have you accomplished?
I would probably say that I like finally closed off and donated and or kept like the last of my mother's estate. She's been gone for like 10 years, and it's been very difficult to still go through her stuff and figure out what is actually of value to me and what's not. So just kind of closing that door, that chapter. I'm back in the water. So I'm back like scuba diving, like it's actually become a hobby or a career for me. And then also I feel like, I can envision, like 3 years ago, I would have envisioned being in a relationship, a long-term relationship. 3 years in the future, I feel like the same vision is still the same. I've kind of just left time out of the time limit when it comes to that, because I feel like that's an illusion and it just depends on where someone's going to meet me. And I think I will be a little bit more hands-on, like philanthropy and traveling a lot more. Like I don't feel like Texas is just like my only hub. Like I'm still getting that itch to move. So whatever that second location will be, like this will still be like the core family home, like the foundation of my mother's matriarchy, and being the last matriarch in the family. Like I still would like to have this as a hub for my friends and their family to be able to pass through and stay here if they need to or whatever, and or get their footing. But yeah, I think I'd be back in the water, and possibly like picking up on new studies, like whether it's learning more about graphic designing and going back to school for marketing. I feel like I would be a lot more fluent in different types of languages. So I think it's like that's all been in the pool of the seeds I've been planting now. So it's not something just new. It's always been there.
Kind
So
of just
that's
like a renewal of old passions.
yeah, for sure. Because I think I committed in all the wrong ways so much of my time to the business, and something enlightened me about a year and a half ago where they said you can't expect your employers to give you the work-life balance. That's your responsibility. So to
Mm.
ask for it when you're being employed is not it. And so I'm also, while I'm looking for that next step, like whether I'm helping a small business in the next form of employment that I have, I, I'm very picky now. Like I have a standard. Like it's like if we don't align morally or how you want to serve your people, I'm not even going to look at it twice. Like I'm out. Like there's a fine line of being in alignment with another's business and wanting to be an easy reflection. My last company was that for me. So yeah, I want to maintain that because I still love that company very much. I may not like the way that it was ran by like the people who took over, but after that, I'm just like, no, like it doesn't take away from the essence and what was intended for it. So I
Hmm.
would like to find the same feeling somewhere else because I can't say I've ever loved a job as much as I love that one. Still, at least not yet. So that's really
Were you,
important to me because I do miss it.
were you like, because I remember that picture you sent me, and can you like walk me through a day in your life of how it was for you when you worked there?
Yes. I remember just like getting there first thing in the morning. You're clocking in, you're going up the escalator to the main market floor, and all you can smell is like fresh coffee, and you're smelling fresh bread out of the bakery. You know, you're seeing the fresh pasta team is making all the handmade pastas for the restaurants right out of the gate.
So it's a
And then
restaurant.
like I'm just,
It's a
what's that?
restaurant? Is it a restaurant or
It
like?
is. So the company itself is a marketplace. So it's a market,
Mm.
but it has multiple restaurants within it. And so you're
Ah.
getting both fresh, dry, and then multiple restaurants. But my main focus was in the fresh market. So
Mm.
it was so different. Like, but part of my job was like checking to see inventory and getting the fresh pastas into the case for sale and restocking everything else, checking on produce and what truffles do the restaurants need that I need to order. And the truffles is my favorite. Like if I moved to New York, like that's my, I would call that company up ASAP because it was just, they had such a good way of doing things, and it's a 36-hour turnaround from truffles being extracted in Italy and
Mm.
Europe and getting them into our store within 36
Mm.
hours. So it's
Hmm.
It
just
sounds expensive, like
it's
an
just
expensive place to work and fancy.
it really is, but it's only expensive because of
The products.
maintaining the longevity, like knowing the
Yeah.
shelf life of these products. It's only 7 days. So we're willing to invest the money to get it here faster if it means we can get it into a chef's plate or into someone's home. You know what I
Right.
mean? So they can still enjoy it at its freshest state. Like that was such a big thing about maintaining authenticity and importing
That's
that
so
flour from
cool.
overseas because it's very different. Yeah, it's a dream. It
And
really
actually,
is.
I know that we haven't named the company, but like, ironically enough, there is one of those up here, and I went there for my
Yes.
birthday like 2 years ago. So I know what you're talking about, and I think it really speaks to like when you talked about something in the future that would be important is finding like your past passions again.
Yeah.
And I feel like being in a marketplace really gives us that sense of like, we don't have community. We don't have a village anymore. We're all in these separate businesses. We're in these weird apartments stacked on top of each other. We get so much more isolated, but like, we're supposed to be living that Belle from Beauty and the Beast life. You're supposed to be
Yes.
walking down this street and people are doing their chores, sharing their food. Like, you know who's who.
Yeah.
And
And
like,
I had that with my customers. Like I had customers for the last 2.5 years who have my number now. Like I text
Oh.
them when truffles are in. I used to text them,
Oh.
"Hey, thinking about you guys this Christmas. Like I didn't see you guys, but I hope you have a great holiday." Like, and they're telling me, "Hey, I'm in Canada," or "Hey, I'm in London right now," or "Hey, we're in Dubai, but we'll see you when we're back in the States." Like it's just, I got to have that with them, and it wasn't because I needed to make a sale. It's because they let me into their life, and I let them into mine, and I still gave them the quality that I want them to enjoy on their plates. And that was the whole purpose of the founder. Like he said, I want you guys to be able to dine with us, and that when you finish dining with us, you can go directly into the marketplace, find the same ingredients, and recreate this meal with your friends and your family and have good food, good slow food that isn't like rushed to be grown. That was the whole
Right.
slow food movement. And the slow food movement founder, he just died. Like like right when I lost my job. He like died at 76. I'm like, fuck, what a brilliant movement. And but people around the world were recognizing him all over LinkedIn. So you see, it was so easy for me to fall in love with the concept and how it bled through, and how the founder of this company took all these small families who weren't really making a lot of money after good quality um, home recipes from the earth of their country, and then getting them into stores so that other people can experience just how incredible their stuff is without them having to change much about it except for whatever food regulations are needed based on the country. This company is over 40 locations worldwide now. Like, it's in Japan, like it's in South Korea, it's in Brazil, it's in
Wow.
Canada, it's in London and Dubai.
Wow.
It's everywhere. But it's because people loved it so much, it just exploded. So,
That is
but now
so
I kind of
cool.
follow. It is now I follow the founder's son on his social media, and I'm just watching him just travel and taking these incredible photos of these foods and dishes that he's traveling in different countries with. And I'm like, I even thanked him. I was like, thank you so much for these, because it's just like, holy shit. Like,
The
you're
whole
Yeah.
world
leading
out there.
a whole different type of
Yeah.
appreciation for the people who immigrated here and gave us some of those recipes based on what they could get access to here within the States. And maybe it's not as authentic, but it's what they were given here. So it's just like, oh, but they tried. You know what I mean? They tried because they're not getting the same shit.
That's something we're
Um,
really starting to lose out here is like it seems like there's a push for all of our culture to be either monetized or kind of whitewashed to be similar, give people the same consistent experience. But like the
yes.
beauty about being a melting pot is that we're supposed to have like stuff we learn from each other. If it's not food, it's dance, it's music, it's everything. Even just looking like obviously the people are not so lucky to get to see all of our beautiful faces, but we have three very diverse people here just on this call. And like
Yeah. That's for damn sure.
yeah, and like why are we supposed to be figuring out what we have in common all the time and just only focus on that? It's the things that make us different that really like enrich each other's lives.
Right.
And can
That's
I just
exactly right.
say that, Megs, it's so telling to how much you absolutely loved that job. And even though it was very unfortunate how everything ended, you it's so telling and obvious that that place and atmosphere will always hold a special place in your heart.
Oh, for
And
sure.
I feel when you work somewhere almost every day for however many years, it becomes a part of you no matter what. And I just think that the way you speak about the culture there and the the whole the whole world that this company has created, I think is just very beautiful. And thank you for sharing it with us.
Yeah. Thanks for
And
asking. Such a good
into
question.
the world because um um because it makes me excited. It makes me want to know if there's one in Minnesota. I've never
Not
been to a place
yet.
like that, and it
Yeah,
makes
not yet.
it's
They have one
yeah.
in Philadelphia. Yeah, there's one in Philadelphia, King of Prussia right now. There's like three in, I think there's three in Florida right now too, or two. But yeah, they're still blowing up. They're still doing flagships right now. So it's not that they're going to go away with it. We did see a lot of corporate changes that seem very Americanized, but that's
Mm,
because of the firm who owns it now within the United States, within North America.
mm,
They've really kind of like done the Americanized thing.
mm.
So I would almost encourage you to go and try it, like still go
Now,
try it if you find yourself in Illinois, or if you find yourself in Vegas or California or Boston. I definitely go there and try that one, because that one I've been having my eyeballs on for a minute, outside of Florida. But still, go try it at least once, because there's some areas that still keep it very true to that culture. But if you get a chance, you go out of the country, go try it there, because it's
mm,
just going to be completely different. Like they won't be cutting corners like they are now.
right.
So yeah, definitely.
I see what you're saying without saying
Mhm.
too much. I see.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Just try it. They did change a lot of stuff, but I encourage you to do it. But even if you're trying other cultures' food, like if there's
Mhm.
some hesitancy, like ask somebody what their favorite dish was
Yeah.
and go off of them, because it still opens up your mind to so many other things. And yeah, it's like, you know, I have this ongoing joke that's like, if I I said that if I become a millionaire in this lifetime, I'm buying out the fucking company for North America, and I will be doing so much recon. Oh my god!
Yes.
Like I'd
Let's
switch
put
it
that
inside.
in your future 3-year plan,
Oh,
okay?
it's sitting there. But if I
Yeah.
don't do it in this lifetime, I'm coming back and I'm gonna fucking do it again. And I'm definitely gonna get it. I'm gonna buy those fuckers out because
I
I
love
just
it.
there's some things that need to go back to how it used to be because, like you said, Lex, it's very different. How we've really isolated each other, and it just sucks because I'm like that's not who we were. It's just not who
Right.
we were. So yeah, that's why I always say travel to New York, travel Chicago, travel to Boston, hit the coastlines. Because when you see how many cultures integrate each other, oh my god, it's
I
just
Well,
know.
it's so easy to think that your immediate area is the whole world because it's what you know, it's who you know. But like, you go anywhere and you realize how different shit is. It's like I remember even the first time I went to someone else's house as a kid. I'm like, oh, your parents are different. Like, oh,
yeah.
there's different rules.
You put
There's
peanut butter on
like
your pancakes, like
you
what?
have your own room. Like, there's all kinds of stuff is just like mind boggling. And even still, like, I'm in Illinois and it only takes about an hour and a half maybe to get to Indianapolis.
Mm.
And that's a whole other world going there. It's like being south, only going like that direction. It's crazy how different everything is, and like some people just never leave.
Yeah.
They might
Yeah,
go to school, but if they don't have like a relationship calling them in a different place, people just settle and like where you don't change, nothing ever grows. And I think it's a shame when people don't travel because they don't make it easy to do. But we always think about, I want to go to Italy, I want to go to Germany, but like you could travel a couple states over. You could go a few cities down and visit a friend or something. Like traveling anywhere is worth doing.
yeah. It just blows my mind that we're so itchy to and anxious to get over the water. I'm like, what are we running from that we can't just kind of fix here? You know what I mean? Or like you said,
Hmm.
not even go to the city next to us. That's kind of funky. Like if you got a friend in another state, like why are we making that quick jump to the other state? Why is it such a I got to get the fuck out of here? And it makes you
Right.
wonder, like, what are we running from? Like, are
I
we
think
trying to
that
go for culture? Or are we actually just trying to get away over it? You know?
I think that water to some degree kind of acts like a boundary that we need to have, where it's like I don't want to take a leap on building my own business because I know it's not going to make me millions, so I might as well not try. And it's like I want to travel, but I can't afford to fly and go across this huge ass ocean, so I guess it's not for me. So I should keep doing what I'm doing. We keep giving ourselves
That's me.
goals, and then we switch
You
where
gotta
the
rewire
starting
that
line
brain,
is.
girl.
I
Add that to your
know.
list. You every time you tell yourself, like to what Flex was saying, like every time you give yourself that boundary and acceptance that it's too much for you because or I was born in this location, so I guess this is where I'm supposed to stay at, like that's bullshit. Literally, this is
Yeah.
called BSFM. That's complete and total bullshit. Like, you need to actually allow yourself the same permissions as everybody else, know your rights, and be able to fucking travel. And the thing is, it's not that you can't afford to go, it's because you're investing your money in something else. Whether
True.
it's your smokes or your alcohol, your brunching, the movie theaters here. That's what I was telling Flex the other day. I was like, I would rather sit at home and eat shit from like the grocery store than to and pocket my savings so I can reinvest it into my travels. So I can enjoy the dish that I really fucking wanted from that Japanese place or sushi or whatever in fucking Japan. Like
Oh
that's
yeah.
where my brain goes. I would
That's
rather
a good
reinvest
that's
my
a
money somewhere
good
else.
perspective to have.
I mean, God, I miss having fucking potlucks. I miss having my friends here
Mm.
at the house to have potlucks all the time because everybody's bringing a different dish that I otherwise wouldn't normally cook anyway. And
Right.
so
Hmm.
I feel I'm being transported, but then I know I'm also pocketing money because at some point somebody's leaving here with Tupperware full of shit for the week. And then, oh, hey, let's go to Greece next year. I'm like, bet. So we're already planning it.
Right.
Like it's an investment. But
Nope.
just as you
That
invest your
makes
money on your vices here or your pleasures here, it's like, where else are you putting your money and investing it? You just got to rewire your brain.
I've always really enjoyed
You're
the
right.
Rich Dad Poor Dad series. They're books slash audio books about a kid who his father was like a blue collar, hardworking guy, and his friend's dad was rich, but would always like share like life lessons and like try. So he was always talking about like these two dads that were influential, his rich one and his poor one.
Mm,
And he said that a big thing is like reframing how you think about money because it's
Mm,
not about the things that money can buy. Money is about creating opportunities.
yeah.
And like everything has a cost, whether it's financial or not. Like
right.
you can, like you said, save up and eat at home so that you can eat really out some other time down the line. But like that's just like one example is like everything we do is at the expense of something else, even the good things. Because then going out to Japan, having that meal means you're not having a potluck with your friends in your community that you love. And so like money, we get so stuck on like these figures and what it can do for us. But like really it's about we got to find what's going to nourish our soul, like what's going to be the thing that is worth working for, saving for,
Yeah.
spending on, because like it ain't it just earning
Oh,
it to spend it on ComEd to keep my lights on for a house that I'm not at half the time because I'm out working to make money to keep the lights on here.
mm,
It's crazy stuff. So you just have to really figure out like what's important to you, and it's
yeah.
not always obvious, but like that's been a
No.
huge thing that I'm trying to reframe this late in the game for me because I feel like my 20s and 30s now were pretty much a blur of like doing things I didn't want to do and having nothing to show for it. And I'm trying to realize like it's okay to want simple things and to just go for that. Like
Yeah.
not everything has to be a big grand adventure. Like I'm
Facts.
cool just like sitting at home chilling with my pet bugs, petting the cat, and then going on an extravagant trip every other year or something, Like it doesn't have to be that every day is awesome.
Right. Because you're going to have your lows. And sometimes your lows are what keeps you stuck. Like you actually have to stay nearby because you can't move too fast. You can't be somewhere else. It's a give or take. It's just life. But like I think I told y'all this, and I think I told Rosie this at one point in time. It's like, why would I fucking deny myself if I get a craving to go get a $2 something cent cup of like my favorite ice cream from Brahms at the possibility that I might not fucking wake up tomorrow by accident? Like I would fucking kick myself in my ghost looking ass because I said no when I could have. I just didn't want to. Oh, well, I need to save up. Like I can't spend. I'm like, what the fuck, Megan? Like that's such
Yep.
bullshit. Like
I did
just
that with
go in the door.
shoes. It took me like 7 months to buy a new pair of shoes that I needed because I'm like, well, I don't really have the money and I got debt and stuff. But I'm like, so for 7 months, my feet are in these shoes that don't even fit that well. And I'm like, for what? So that I could have slightly less debt at the end of a 7 month period. It's not no debt, but like every day, my feet fucking hurt. And it's like,
Mm,
I'm doing it to myself. And the whole
yeah.
world was
Exactly.
telling me, "Oh, that's wasteful to go buy a pair of shoes." Like, no, man,
Bullshit.
it's just your own self talk. And I'm like, it was so dumb looking back. Where I'm like, I could have had shoes this whole time that fit, but I decided having less debt was more important. And it's such a capitalist, pig society kind of way of thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, but even though it took you that long to figure it out, at least you figured it out now. Because my mother taught me the same thing. I would rather invest you having $200 riding boots that I know are going to last you over 10 years than for me to get you a cheap shoe now that we have to keep replacing every 4 months, every 6 months, which
Yep.
would still equal or exceed the value of how much we would have paid for it the first time. The only thing I'm doing is paying for maintenance of going to the shoemaker and having him buff out my shoes. Like
Yep.
I'm like, that's why I spend so much money on my fucking Doc Martens when I was at work, and they're so fucking worn down, despite me getting a new set. Like over $260 for those Doc Martens, but they did me so well considering I was on my feet all fucking day. That's the one that's the one thing I won't negotiate on is durability and comfort. If they are both on the same fucking page, there's my investment. That's my
Mhm.
long term
Yup.
investment. And if I want to
Oh
replace it, I sell it, I
Lord.
donate it, something else comes along the
Oh
corner.
Lord. Sorry, sorry, sorry. There's a bee. No, it's a hornet. Sorry.
Speaking of
Sorry, sorry,
bees,
sorry.
Oh, look at that. Megs is holding up a copy of my latest novel, Invasion of the Bee Girls by B.S. Lewis. Available at Amazon and SardyHouse.com.
Woohoo!
Facts. If you're old school like me, folks, you need to buy the actual hard copy. It's definitely worth it. JB, his illustrator, who does not get paid for shit, uh, actually does some incredible artwork. I'm trying to push for both of them to print out a poster board version of this cover because it's that fucking solid. Um, I was telling Flex this in the first podcast that I'm not a big reader, but I really enjoyed this one. Like I laughed in parts that I probably didn't need to laugh, but it was humorous to me. And I still stand by it. I strongly encourage you guys to at least go and read it. Um, or start off with The Damned Witch. That one was excellent. And then hop on to wait, do you have any links for Time to Pay on the Sardy House website?
I do not know.
You little sneaky
I
dog.
still treat Time to Pay like a little bit of a dirty secret. I'm still not sure if I'm proud of it or not.
Okay, so we'll leave that one as a dirty secret. But what about the Damned Witch then?
The Damned Witch, no, but they could watch it through buying the book,
Okay, there you go.
which comes with a copy of the movie.
Okay.
But no, even though I have a movies tab on my site, I haven't put up either of the movies I've made, which I should. Or the movie I had a cameo in, Doll Shark.
You had another cameo?
About a kid with like a stuffed shark that comes to life. It's like a Jaws parody.
Nice.
It was something. I'll
Oh,
say
then you
that.
can definitely link that below this podcast, and, and you should add that in there. You want to see my cameo debut? That would be awesome. So, what new projects would you be willing to disclose to us that you're hoping to release this fall?
I've got two that should be out soonish, I hope. One of them I actually will probably finish today because I was rocking and rolling before the podcast on it.
Wow, look at
I've,
you.
I'm working on a story. It's called Exposition Complex. And it's about a guy who buys an apartment, and every time he goes to sleep, he wakes up and the apartment grew. And although that's a positive thing because he's got more space and more things, he's finding it increasingly hard to ever leave.
Mm.
And it's kind of like a weird hybrid um project for me where I have a lot of true stories in it that are given a little bit of a fiction makeover. Just long rants about things that I find interesting. Because it's kind of just about this guy slowly losing his mind as he comes to grips with not recognizing his own home and just free form thinking, talking about it. And it's been fun and weird and dark getting into it sometimes. Because like it's yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff up in this head, so it's nice to get some of it out. And in a story where it's about someone losing his mind, it doesn't all have to connect or make the most sense. But so part one of
Mm.
that will be coming out, but I foresee that being like an eternal project that just comes out when there's enough of it to release at a time. So part one is out soon,
Nice.
and then
That one.
like Invasion of the Bee Girls, The Damned Witch, or Night of the Living Dead, I've released novel versions of movies that on the last page you could follow a link to watch a free copy of the movie. And I've been going through some of my favorite public domain stories and thinking, well, are there other films I could do that for? And there's one I'm working on right now. It's called Devil Bat, which was a Bela Lugosi film about a guy who works at a perfumery and gets screwed out of the business. So he creates a custom perfume that he trains a giant devil bat to go kill anybody who wears it.
Oh,
So I'm kind of doing my own take on Devil Bat, and I want to have a scratch and sniff cover because I feel like there's not enough cool gimmicky covers anymore.
Is there any part of that that's gonna have garlic in it?
Well, no,
Figured I'd
because
ask.
his custom scent smells like bananas. It's bananas and
Um,
figs.
okay.
na 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 na. But nah.
Because actually, like,
Oh,
what's weird is like banana has chemical reaction in it that actually pisses off a lot of wildlife. Like, it's the same kind of
Really?
chemical composition as what bees and wasps release when they're angry, which is why if you wear products in your hair or on your skin that have banana in it, you might find yourself like attacked and harassed by bees and wasps more, which is
Really?
crazy. Yep, and
oh,
real wasps, not white Anglo-Saxon Protestants.
okay.
Like the yellow with black
Like
stripe
yellow jackets or
wasp.
the red ones?
All of them, probably.
Oh my goodness.
So I
That's
figure that
cute.
might upset a bat too. Who knows?
You never know. You never know. That's actually really exciting though. So I'm really happy to hear that you've got
The first one and the
two.
second one, they were really interesting. I feel like you could turn it in especially the first one, you could turn that shit into a movie.
I'll send you
That
both a
sounds
copy
crazy.
once it's done.
Damn right you will. You better fucking sign it, bitch.
I'm working on the final part of it right now. The final part of the first part. And it's a
Nice.
little harder to get through because it's almost hard to describe what that one's about. Because, like, I've broken the pattern recently in the last 2 months, which is nice. But I actually, I bought a new home maybe 3 years ago. And I loved the home and I loved being in it, but for whatever reason, every single day when I would go to sleep, I would only have nightmares. Horrible ones. Every single night for years. And there's one in particular that always stuck with me where I was in a massive house full of stone stairway that was spiraling up and down. And I'm in there with a group of friends and we're walking and I'm in the back of the pack talking to one of my friends. We pass this door and he's just like, I wonder what's in there. Opens the door, comes out 1 second later, but his face is like drained of life and his eyes are like dull. And he just was like, are you real? Is this real? I was like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? You were just in there for a second. What happened? He's like, 1 second. I've been gone for 7 years. And then he ran screaming down the stairs. And I didn't believe him because that doesn't make any sense, right? So I walked into that room and I swear to you, mentally, like up here, I was gone for 7 years. I was trapped in that room, which was a small bathroom where I had a demonically possessed hand puppet of a crow with a straw hat that was stuck on my left hand, and her name was Maisie. And the only way to escape this room would be to pass all of these tests. But as I'm trying to pass these tests, she kept on trying to distract me and trap me there forever. And it really felt like I was there for 7 years. And when I woke up, I felt so disconnected from my real life because I'd been gone and like suffering for so long. And it was crazy. So
That
now I'm
is
trying to put a version of that into this, but I'm like, how the hell do I even start on, on
like,
that
how do
one?
you unpack all that? Yeah, like that's what I was gonna ask you is like, have you assuming you've done this already in the past in some of your writings, like you've added like similar experiences into your books, like do you feel relief or do you feel emotionally drained first trying to get it out and then relief later once it's published?
I guess it depends. I've felt relief on some stuff and grief on others. Like I was rereading all the previous parts of this leading up to the last one just to check for spelling errors and stuff. And I'm sure some will still get in there anyway somehow, as they always do. But like the prologue was like the true story of when I took a mushroom trip that blasted me out of reality and it showed me that this entire existence is not what I think it is and who I am does not exist beyond the time that I go to sleep. And when I was rereading it and rehashing it, it really like was still hitting me with grief because like I think my big takeaway from the trip was I was so far out of the simulation, like all the way gone to where my life disappeared. and it all came down to a thin sliver of a disc, and it was like a disc in a giant Rolodex of floppy disks, where like each one was a different life, a different possibility. And as I fought my way back into my actual life, I finally made my way back to this house, and I'm looking around, and the walls are changing color. The TV's changing styles. Everything was flipping through the possibilities because I wasn't sure, even though I became to the right place, I wasn't sure, is this the right version? Is this the right one I'm supposed to be in? And I had to reassemble my life to figure out where in time I actually was, because at the time, actually for the first time maybe in my entire life, I was actually happy to like be alive and to be here in this moment in time. And I tried so hard to fight my way back to it that by the end of it I realized it doesn't matter if it's not real. It doesn't matter if like this existence is what I think it is or not. In the same way, like, I don't watch a movie to tell myself this is real. I watch a movie to feel hope, to
Mm,
feel fear, to feel friendship, to be entertained, whatever the reason is. Like, something doesn't have to be real to have meaning to you. And that
right.
was my takeaway, where like I fought so hard to be here, and even though the relationship didn't last, the reason I fought so hard to be here right now, this place, was because I was in love. And I
Mm,
realized like love is the only thing worth doing. Like it's the only reason to wake up every day. It's the only reason to try. So whether or not that was real and lasting, whether or not it's a romantic love or a friendship love, a love of my career, a love of an animal, whatever, like finding something to love every day makes it real. And so it was very freeing and very scary at the same time, you know? But like going through it all again, like I still feel some grief because I think there are some days when I go through without really finding some love, and it's
mm,
hard, but like it's still worth doing and still worth trying. And when you have it, just hanging on to it and appreciating and enjoying it every moment you can till you fall asleep. Because like you said, we're not all waking up tomorrow, and if we do, we're not the same.
no.
You have your memories, but that's just like background programming. Like I remember the good times with friends who are no longer here. I remember aspects of my childhood that were okay, but am I just were those real? Am I just remembering what I told myself happened?
Mm,
Either way, does
mm,
that do anything for me today? You know?
mm.
So like every day is a fresh start with whatever information you have. And that was a big part of the inspiration for the book, because it's just like whatever is real, whatever is not. And so I wanted the prologue to be true, and the rest of it might be true. The rest of it is half true. It's really not up to me or anyone else to decide. It just is what it is.
For sure. I have one follow-up question to that.
And then
Hit
I
me
have
with it.
one too.
For
Go for
sure.
it.
Like I love that you were able to get to a place of enlightenment like that, because I don't feel a lot of the people can elevate to that level. That can be very overwhelming, especially when ego's still in play. Because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like we've monetized or created worth to our ego here in the physical realm. When the Rolodex was changing for you and you noticed that things were changing, like the TV changed styles, the furniture, the paint on the walls, whatever, did you take that as I'm so lost, I don't know which realm I should be in? Or did you look at it as how I looked at it as, oh, you're trying to show me that I can change whatever I want in this matrix? Like you're telling me I have options, that I don't have to continue to live the life that I'm going back to, but I can actually change that to look like how I wanted it to look like and
As
change them.
I've digested what happened and thought more about it, like that's more what I was taking away from it, was that everything's within our realm of possibilities. It's all about what you work for today. They say the two most important times in your life is the hour of your death and right fucking now. And there's only one of those that you can control. But at the time, I was definitely panicked because I felt lost in time and space. And I was like, even if I found my way back, like Does it matter what color the walls were? Does it matter which TV I was watching Frasier on? Not really, but I wanted to be in this exact one because only in this exact one did I have my person. Did I have the person that I loved with my whole heart? And I thought, I don't want a different version of them. I don't want the different one being programmed when we wake up tomorrow. I want this one. And so that was more at the time what I was feeling. But since then, it's taken on new meaning, especially since that relationship is no longer a functional one.
Yeah.
But what was
Are you
your question, Rosie?
I so the first story you told about being like having that really weird dream where the puppet
Maisie?
Maisie.
Yep.
Okay, I was stuck on that this entire conversation. I, I like no, like I was listening to everything else, but like I could not like I'm a very much believer in paranormal, and I when you just mentioned like being in that house and having scary dreams, it it makes me wonder if there is some kind of negative energy there, and do you think that that negative energy could be from the relationship and how it didn't work out, and like did these dreams start after that happened, or was it something that was already in the house when you moved in? And do you I guess the whatever the answers to both of those questions will make it make more sense. However, I wonder if the relationship um ended because of being in that house. Like, did it end when you guys moved into the house? And was it because of that negative energy? Is something there possessing the air? Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, definitely. Like I've always had like nightmares, but they were never always.
Mm,
It had never been so severe or so often as it was when I came here because it really was every night. So for years, although I was happy during the day, I never felt rested because even
mm,
if I got sleep, I'm running, I'm screaming, I'm suffering every night mentally. So like
mm,
I know that was wearing me down. The relationship I know did end once we coexisted, but I don't know if I can blame a house or a vibe for that. I think it was just once you finally coexist with somebody full time, there's nowhere to run anymore.
right.
So all of the things that like maybe you didn't realize were even a problem for the two of you, communication or habits or whatever, they're all in your face. And I'm not sure, honestly, but like I don't regret going through it because I've learned a lot
Right.
about what's important. And it could have been, if anything, like if there was a vibe or something wrong in the house, I don't know if I necessarily blame the house or the other person,
Mm,
but maybe it was just the universe trying to tell me that it wasn't right regardless. Because
right.
you can be in a relationship with a good person and it can still be unhealthy. And that's something I think was a big thing for me because, like, I do love this house, but the reason I'm in this house, the reason the house is the one we got, is because someone else wanted it.
Right.
And all I wanted was that other person. So all of their wants, all of their needs became my wants and my needs. And even though they didn't overtly all the time demand that of me, it's still something I did because that's how I thought you're supposed to show love.
Right.
But like doing that was doing a disservice to myself because I wasn't thinking about what do I care about? What's important to me? And it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to be the same amount of stuff or the same level, but like I completely ignored my own needs for so long that once the relationship did end, I'm still kind of putting together what do I care about? if it's not this
Right.
other person, like, what do I care about? What hobbies do I have? What other types of love do I have in my life? What goals do I have besides helping this person accomplish their goals and getting all of their dreams? And like, I'm still, I'm still, depending on the day I wake up, like, I'm not sure if I'm making progress or not. Some days I go full bore into things. Like I recently did that open mic night. I got to read snippets of my book and I met a lot of really cool, awesome people. But that's because I said yes to an opportunity presented. There's other days I wake up and I say no to everything. I'd rather
Right.
shut down and isolate, and like, you're never going to figure out what you care about if you're stuck in the discomfort, because they call it growing pains for a reason. And a lot of us get shook off by the fact that something is painful or uncomfortable at first. But
Right.
like Megs, you talk about scuba diving. Like the pressure is always greatest before you're going to another level. And like some days I push through it, some days I allow it to push me down. But like, although I'm less happy because I don't have that main thing or that main love anymore, I'm I know that I'm healthier because I'm more considerate of myself. I'm giving myself more grace and understanding and all of the great things that I give to other people that I give myself last. I'm trying to learn that it's not selfish to like care about yourself first and foremost. Because truly, like, how are you going to care about somebody else when you're still stuck on not caring about yourself?
There it
Yep.
is. And people forget that self love is still self.
Yeah.
Hmm. But it's such a
And
simple thing, and we hear it all the time. But it's just only experience really gives it meaning.
yeah,
Like when I was at that open mic night, I actually had to. I ended my portion with a shout out to someone who had gone earlier. Her name was Summer, and she wrote a song called "Sloppy Joes for Breakfast," where everything that could have gone wrong this particular morning went wrong. The bread was moldy, the eggs were bad, all the shit she wanted to do got messed up until the only thing she could have had to start her day was leftover sloppy joes. And she had a part of their chorus, and it was a really upbeat, happy, like kids kind of song. But she had a part where she just said, after the toast was burned, all this stuff, like, it's okay and it's not your fault.
yeah,
And I felt that in my chest. And I'm like, those words are so simple, but like we go so far and so long in this life without hearing that or like without believing it, that like it was like, damn, that shit hit me. Even though it was like simple and like 5 words or whatever. So I just reiterated to the room, I'm like, I don't know if that hit anybody else, but like we all need to take a second and realize like it's okay, and like it's not our fault. Some shit is like we bring a lot of our own problems to ourselves, but like we don't have to internalize the responsibility for everything that goes wrong. And we know that to be true, and we'll tell that to our friends and our family and our relationships. When our dogs mess something up, we'll tell them it wasn't your fault, you big idiot. But like the last person that you give that grace to is yourself. And I'm really trying to get better at that.
yeah.
That's such a
And
good
continue to give
perspective.
yourself that grace. Yeah. Continue to give yourself that grace. I think everyone needs to remember that. Like the same way, I think there's also a reason why so many people have now shifted to the gentle parenting style now. Like it's become a new, very big topic. And I still appreciate the military based style that I got from my mom because it's how she could only hold one household as a single mother. But in
Right.
reality, I would like to be able to look at my kids and go, okay, but do you see how this affected everybody else around you?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay for you to make the error, but I need you to understand how the people who love you are still being affected by your decision because
Hmm.
it's not a single ripple wave. It does sometimes happen this way, but it's okay because eventually the wave will stop. Eventually it
Right.
will pass. Like you got to just remember this the next time you move and move with intention. So to your point, it's like you've got years of pouring out like a half filled glass into somebody that you loved, Flex. And so it ended up being like, how on earth would you know to keep going past the halfway mark? You always
Mm-hmm.
kept pouring out when it was halfway. You never filled it up all the way till it overflows. And I think it was, although this is like a, two people that not everybody talks about, anymore, but I took something from him, and it was Oprah and Gail. They were talking to each other, and she mentioned one thing, and she said, "No, like you don't share from your full cup. You fill up your cup first, and anything that spills over into the saucer, catching it beneath it, is what you can give away. And you don't have to tell the people you love no. You can tell them not right now
Mm-hmm.
or not yet. You're still leaving room for a possibility, and the people who love you and understand that from you without getting defensive and wanting to say that you're the problem to their problems because you didn't give them the solution is not truly in a good headspace or truly your friend. It's somebody who needs to figure out how accountability works, but at the same time, if they understood that you said, hey, I'm not able to help you right now, but hey, check back in with me in like 2 weeks, and then I might be able to be in a better place to help you then.
Yeah.
That's love, because you're not saying, I'm not telling you no because I want to. I'm telling you because I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we had the supersonic supernatural strength, we would have just taken care of everything. We would have ended world suffering a long time ago. But to blame it on somebody else and say, "Oh, my karmic debt and my poor choices are now your karmic debt, so you take care of it. I don't want to be responsible for my decisions anymore. You fix them."
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, that's where you're born with free will from the day you're born. That's the one thing that even like the devil knows he can't fuck with. He can manipulate you, but he can't. If you're religious, you can't say that somebody didn't give you freedom of choice. It's been your
Yep.
birthright since. So no, I'm really glad that you're you're resculpting your life to look a little differently and really moving with intention and giving yourself more grace. And the people who love you truly will be okay with you stepping away and going into your little cocoon and recalibrating and then come back when you're ready.
Yep.
You It's just
'Cause
how
it's just like when the plane's going down, you've got to put your own mask on first before you can give it to someone else. And
that
like,
includes the kid.
yeah,
That includes the kid.
yep.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. That's wow. But no, I'm really glad you shared that with us, Flex, honestly, because that was just so um it's a lot deeper. And when I thought about the crow, my thing was just like, it kind of reminded me of the Divergent series a little bit, where it's like they tell her all these things and she can choose to believe it or not. So, in the sense, it's like, were you just trying to figure out these tests because you believed you had to fulfill those tests to get out? Did you think your worth of freedom was having to fix these tests for 7 years? Or did you just not kind of go and, you know what, while she's distracting me, let me go distract her and go find another loophole like a rat would, you know? It
Mm-hmm.
makes you wonder. In that sense, it makes me wonder, like, oh, she was just a fucking illusion. You probably could have just choked the bird and walked around. Like, you know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
bird. Like you're telling me it's on your left hand. You probably could have just kept its mouth shut the whole
Right.
time.
Or like, I got a right hand, just open the door with that one. Like,
Exactly.
I think it all kind of ties into the trip I had too, where it's like things are real, whether they're real or not. Like when you have nightmares, you have that fear of falling, of being chased, or like you see someone that you lost that you loved, and like you feel that joy again. And when you wake up, it feels like it goes away, but like it was there, wasn't it?
Hmm.
That
Right.
fear was real, that love was real. So, like, whether or not it was real to my physical body sleeping on the couch out here, like, it was still real to me. And like that's just what we got to focus on is you find whatever feels real to you and gives you some meaning and hang on to it, do whatever with it. And if your friend ever tells you they spent 7 years in a room, do not go in. That is one of my, I don't know if anyone else needs that lesson, but that's a real specific one. But I will tell you right now, don't go in there.
He's like, I didn't even just stick my head in. I put my whole body in the
Don't
room.
even do that. Just keep on a walking.
Just his finger comes out half wrinkled. You're like, what the fuck happened to my
And I
finger?
love puppets and I love crows. So like that was extra fucked.
Yeah. That's probably why you didn't want to shut her up, because you liked the crow and you're like, I don't want to harm the crow. It played on your kindness. Fucking bitch. Like,
I think sometimes it's my curiosity that messes with me too. Cause
yeah.
like, um, Rosie, you talked about you think about paranormal stuff a lot, and like one of the other stories in this this exposition complex was based off a real thing that I experienced where I was being personally haunted by something for like 2 years. A hooded figure that followed me around.
Oh.
I could launch into that at a different time, but like I was thinking about how maybe there would have been a way to end it sooner or to make it go away. But deep in the inside of me, even as I was actively frightened, I was still a part of me was like, not everybody gets to experience stuff like this. Not
Mhm.
everybody gets to see and feel proof that there's more than what we see out here. And so, in a sick kind of way, I wanted it to continue because at least my experience was different. It can't always be good, but at least it was different,
Yeah.
you know? And like, that's sick.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, you got to experience beyond the veil.
yup. But that's curiosity for you. Like, everything's got two sides to the coin. And I guess, like, I could have maybe satiated that desire with other stuff, but like, I was living in a negative space at the time, and that's what I was focused on. But like, yeah, paranormal stuff is crazy.
And fascinating at the same time.
It really
It's
is.
yeah. Paranormal scares me. um
I
Have
think
you
it would
have you
see the
experienced some, or are you just curious about it? And
I so like growing up, I was exposed to like scary movies like very early on. And it's not like a bad thing. I loved watching scary movies with my family. I think at like I don't know how maybe like in kindergarten I was watching Chucky and Friday the 13th and Chainsaw Massacre and all of the scary
classics.
Scream and um and then um growing up them watching like Paranormal Activity and all of like the scary movies you can think of and the Ed and Lorraine Warren stories and watching their show that used to be on in like the 1970s 60s something um watching that show and watching their proof of paranormal activity and it's really just been very fascinating to me. But it's also one of those topics that's like very like I what's it's not scary, it's more so like intimidating to talk about. Because I don't know the power of the other realm and I think I thankfully have not experienced it. That's always actually been my fear is to experience something paranormal, and for it to forever like be attached to me, because I know how real it is, and I don't think I could ever be one of those people that like goes like ghost hunting or something. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
it terrifies me, but like I'm also still very like interested in it, and it's very intriguing. My phrase about it is that I do not play about that shit because it's very um you do not communicate with the other side. But then there's also a flip side of I have communicated with my stepdad through a psychic medium. So it's one of those things where it's it's when it becomes demonic is where I draw the line of yep, I'm good. I don't want to know anything more because I do not want to have to be possessed. Um and that's the thing is I don't know I know like what I've seen from Ed and Lorraine Warren and I've watched their like stories and I've listened to their podcast and um um my mind is blanking but I it's a very interesting topic but I yeah, it's very interesting to me, but it
You just don't
scares
want
me
to
also
commit
to
too
learn
much
about
of
it.
your focus to it.
You said what?
Yeah, because everything's perspective, and it's like we
Yeah.
find what we're looking for. It's like when you want to find reasons to be unhappy, you'll find them anywhere. On the flip side, when you want to be positive and find the good in everything, you can find the good in the exact same things. And like, yeah, paranormal stuff, I'm sure if you're always looking for it or thinking about it, you're more likely to to find some kind of proof of it, whether
Yeah.
real or not, because it's just what we
Yeah.
focus on.
Right.
Because you're kind of giving it permission to come in. It's an attraction
Exactly.
thing, right? Like we always
Exactly.
talked about
Exactly.
energy. So in your curiosity, like there is a lot of people don't realize, like, some of us are very hypersensitive to certain vibes and energies, but the truth is, yeah, we can be curious about the hooded figure that's following Flex for 2 years at a time. And obviously Flex was giving that energy back because he's trying to acknowledge that, like, I see it, but I don't know what the fuck that is, and I'm not really in the headspace to do it. It's about permission. So it's like, if you're giving it permission to be that close in proximity to you in the physical world, then yeah, it's going to be in your face. But if you actually have a boundary, you can actually deter it, and a lot of people don't realize that. I think a lot of people just forget, like, you have permission to say, yeah, fuck no. Like,
Ooh, can I
this is,
tell you something creepy though?
yes.
So like, I always felt like the stuff only affected me because only I saw it, and even if it would be around when no one else was, that no one was acknowledging it, right? And so, fast forward to the end of it. Looks like Rosie's reconnecting.
Ah,
But so fast forward to the end of the haunting, right? I never said shit about it to the girl I was dating at the time. Shout out Brandy. And so we're
slide that one right in.
but I was at her house 2 years later, and Rosie's back in. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. So
I
I'm
think
thinking
my
the
phone is like
conclusion.
overheating because it like literally it's at 16% and I that's why I
Oh
came in here to
snap.
charge it and it's like it literally just shut down on me. Like what the
It
fuck?
overheated. It's
Well,
at
mine's getting low
capacity.
too. Damn. We've been at it for an hour and a half actually.
That's impressive.
Well, I'm
My shit
very
just started
glad
over
both of
at
you.
24 seconds.
I'm glad that both of you have spent this time with me today.
Oh, for sure. Well, why don't you
Yeah, it's
wrap
been
us up and tell
fun.
us about this story first
Yeah.
before we
So
sign off?
so the person I saw always had a hood on. It was like a gray hoodie and blue sweatpants. And I couldn't see the face beneath the hood, but I got a sense that there was just nothing there underneath it, right? But I keep that shit to myself. I see it for 2 years at my mom's house, at my college dorm, all
Mm.
these places. But so 2 years later, the summer break between our sophomore and junior year of college, staying at my girl's house, and she's always had like dreams, and she like mumbles sometimes in her sleep, and I would usually just ignore it because they say, I don't know if this is true or not, but they claim that dreams last about 40 seconds on average. That's why they call it getting 40 winks. And so I would just ignore it because I'm like, whatever she's going through, it'll pass. But I'm sitting there, I'm trying to go to sleep, and she starts mumbling. And then I hear her say, "Stop it. I hate you, Jesus. Leave me alone." And that shit freaked me out. So I woke her up, and I'm like, "What the hell are you dreaming about?" And she sits up in bed looking terrified, and she describes exactly the hooded figure I'd been seeing for 2 years, but it had chased her down and pinned her to the bed, and it kept on touching her face. And whenever it touched her face, she felt this pressure start building behind her eyes. And she felt like if she got touched too many other times, she was going to die. So she fought back and knocked off the hood, and the hood turned out to be Jesus Christ was underneath the hood attacking her. And I never had any idea what that meant, but that was the end of it. After that, I stopped seeing it. But I'm like, I don't know what that means. Was it because I ignored a problem so long it started to affect the people around me? Was it like I was going to a Christian college while not really having a belief in things anymore?
Mhm.
Was this me battling a demon of some kind? Was it Jesus trying to get to me? You know what I mean? Like there's so many. It gave more questions than answers, but that was like the end of it. But
It,
I think with true horror, with horror movies and stories and things like that, that's the best kind. Because sometimes
mm,
bad shit, terrifying shit happens, and you don't know why it started, and you also don't know why it stopped. You don't know how
Right.
to prevent it from happening again, and that's what true terror is. And we don't always get that like conclusion where like you chop off Mike Myers' head and you're safe for another year. Like sometimes stuff just happens and it's up to you to decide whether or not there is any meaning to it.
Huh.
But that always freaked me out.
That
Man, I
sounds
already have
fucking
so many
terrifying.
theories. Yeah, I have so many theories right now, but I really want to save it for like another podcast for
Right.
that.
Right?
'Cause
Me too,
I'm
me too,
so
me too.
because
We
I
gotta
want
keep it
to like
going.
I've already got so many fucking theories for what you just said, and I was like, oh, I got it. I got a few. so so I'm so down
I'm
if we
like
want to
biting my
talk about
fingers.
like
I'm
paranormal
scared.
activity. Yeah, yeah, you'll be fine. Just keep your room well lit and
Yes,
clean, well lit and
clean.
clean.
Get some sage, and go around that motherfucker. Maybe get some holy water and bless your space.
I mean, they say they like to stay in dirty things, like dirty dishes in
Yep.
the sink is one of the things that they like to sit in. If you let it sit there long enough, I was like, oh, I forgot about that.
Hmm.
So it's now
They
become my new thing. And so do my best to, if I don't get in the dishwasher, the goal is to try to at least scrub it down and then rinse it and let it sit in the sink
Get
until
the
I'm
dish get the dish demons out of here.
exactly.
I really like that in Japanese culture. They kind of believe that everything has a spirit. So,
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
if you don't take care of your shoes can haunt your place
Mhm.
and things like that. I'm like, I think that's kind of a cool way of looking at stuff.
It's like the little balls of soot from Spirited Away. It's like they're not meant to haunt anybody, but they're just everywhere now because they have
Mm-hmm.
Right.
there, there. As
Yep,
that
and you really should treat everything as if it does have a soul. Because, like, how else can you be a good steward of your environment unless you have a respect for everything's right to exist, whether or not it was created or natural?
for sure. That's exactly right. That's actually how I live by. So, oh, look at that.
Wow.
Full circle. So, don't forget to get your
Well,
copy of Invasion of the Bee Girls and keep your eyes out for what was the next one? Oh,
Exposition Complex by
that
B.S. Lewis, A
should be
Tale of
coming out.
Exposition
Madness.
complex.
It should be coming out sometime this fall. If not, coming in underneath your Christmas tree sometime this year. If you're a Christian. If not, enjoy it for Hanukkah. If you said fuck the holidays, enjoy it after the new year in
Well,
2020.
hey, I'm not Christian. I still got a Christmas tree. You know.
Go.
I love the advertisement right there. That was perfect.
Yep, I appreciate the plug.
Of course. I got you guys. I got
But are we all down? Are we playing Fortnite?
Oh,
Of
100%. I just need to go take this makeup off my fucking face
I'm
because
about to go
Heck
dog
yeah.
sit here
so
soon. Then
hot
I'm
in
gonna
here.
hit to the grocery store.
Yep, I'm gonna go get some food. I haven't eaten yet today. I've
What
been.
the fuck, dude? It's 4:30 Central Time. What is
I don't know if I
wrong
could fit
with
this
you?
around my head.
I'm trying to get back into intermittent fasting.
Hold on to your gains. When was the last time you ate last night, though? Over 12 hours is crazy.
It has been a while. Well, come on, you can't stop these gains.
I don't know. Listen.
He
They
said,
look a
"Let me
little
talk."
dehydrated and a little
It's
parched.
all
No.
twisted steel and sex appeal.
Oh. It's like,
But it was great having both of you
I
on.
know, Rosie. I'm
Yes,
so
it was
glad you caught on
great.
here. I
We
was
should do it again sometime.
so down.
Megs, we still need to get into Hook again.
Yes, so let's plan that for our next one because I'd be down.
But until next time, this has been BSFM with Megs and Rosie. Holla if you hear me.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey,
All
hey,
right.
hey, 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 waka, 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 waka. What?